Hello guys, welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley, and today we're doing like a chapter 2 with Aaron Child, but we're at his beautiful new studio, Highly Flammable Studios. I got it right. There we go. And we're speaking to the whole crew today. So we're speaking to Alana. Hello.
Hello.
And we're speaking to yourself. I've just met you. So what's your name?
Yes.
Yes. Let me turn you right up there because.
Do I have to speak into this?
Yeah, you got to get right. Got to get right in there.
I'll get in there.
And Aaron is here. He's taking pictures of us at the moment, so he'll jump on. But I was just listening to you talking. You're an up and coming photographer, just starting out on this world of photography.
I am indeed.
And you walk into a place like this, and what goes through your mind straight away?
It's just really impressive. I think it's super cool. Like, they've got everything that you need as a up and coming photographer.
Yeah.
And like any creative person, like, just add the tour. You've got a room for everything, and it's super cool. Like, especially just leaving education, like. It's just really cool.
It's really nice.
It's just what you need, basically. Like,
because I was listening to you talk about how Shrewsbury needs something like this because there are so many creatives.
So many.
You're just talking about Sherry Gerard and people like Aaron and people like myself. That I'm just trying to help people to promote, to help people learn and to develop their own creative styles. Because I think at the end of the day, if we create, help creators go out there and make great things, it just adds something to the town, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's such a community thing. Like, especially art. Like, everybody impacts each other, and like obviously you got these two guys, like they are literally creating the space, and then obviously it brings people together because it's like a communal space where everyone can artistically inspire everybody else and help each other. It's so cool.
And a number of different levels as well. Aaron sat down now. He's just given me the tour. And it's not just for photographers either. You've got so much for everybody that makes things, right?
Yeah, I want this to be a bit of a playground for anybody who creates stuff, right? Mainly digital art, but photographers, filmmakers, podcasters.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's like you mentioned me by name.
Mainly for Alex himself.
Yeah, it's just me. It's Al's room. There you go.
But we've had like quite a few creatives get in touch. Jewelry makers, fine artists, all sorts that want to use the space for workshops and.
That's it. It's kind of geared up for shoots, for photography and film shoots. But the great thing is, it's a space that you can teach, as a space you can learn.
Yeah,
you can really learn new creative skills, which is pretty cool.
What I love about this is when we did our chat, which was probably about 6 months ago, something like that.
Yeah,
it was just before Kids Fest.
Yep.
And you were like, "Oh, I've got like this half an idea." And now we're here. You made that half an idea happen, so congratulations.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it kind of baffles me too how quickly this whole thing has come about.
I just remember it. I was like, so I was saying to my wife, I was like, Aaron's got this great idea for making a studio, great idea. And then like a couple of weeks later, you're like, we got the place. And I was like, what? What? What was the process like getting here where you are now? Was it very difficult? Was it easy? Was it kind of like, oh yeah, we need this, I'm going to invest it? How was that journey for you, both of you?
Yeah, I mean, it was, it's hard to say really. So we were looking for not a huge amount of time. I want to say maybe 2 months.
Yeah, and originally looking at more sort of warehouses, which turned out not to be ideal.
Echo.
Yeah, very too large.
A lot of money to heat.
Yeah.
Things like that. We were looking all around in Oswestry and kind of the rural areas around Shrewsbury.
I knew that it needed to be in Shrewsbury though.
Yes, and I came around to the idea pretty quick.
Because Aaron's already part of the creative community here. He's been making films in Shrewsbury for 10 years. So like he already has that little hub. And I think it just needed to be here.
Yeah.
We just had a young lad come in now. He saw the shutters open. He was like, I'm going to take this opportunity to take a look inside. And he came up and he was just like, he was gobsmacked. And I was saying to him, and I wasn't trying to sound, I don't know. I was saying Aaron is the guy to look at. When you're looking at making filmmaking, photography or something, Aaron is like the guy to go to for advice on these things, because it's not just about whether you're a photographer, whether you're a filmmaker or a podcaster, whatever. You're just having a very good conversation about starting up, how to become what you want to be, how to make this an official thing. And that's like the hardest hurdle to make, right?
Oh, totally. It's one of my biggest passions and reasons for setting this place up is to help people on that path at the start of the journey, because a lot of the time it's not, business skills aren't taught in creative education.
Nope.
And that's okay, because you get to learn all the creative skills. But literally, when you jump out of college or uni and you want to pursue it as a career, you have got no idea where to even start most of the time.
It's true.
Yasmin's going through this right now, actually, aren't you?
I am indeed.
What kind of photography do you want to get into? Because I mean, traditionally, a lot of photographers just step straight into weddings and things. What is it you're going to be stepping into to start off with?
Well, I predominantly shoot portraits, but I've shot everything: events, food, like fashion, every single genre of photography. However, I do want to do fashion photography, like that's my main thing. But it is obviously not having the studio space before, like it's been really hard to shoot that without having anywhere to shoot it. So now obviously Highly Flammable Studios has come up. It's like, it's really great, especially for me to like actually delve into what genre of photography I actually want to, pursue.
It's kind of, I guess, do you have to have a niche as a photographer? Do you?
No, well,
I think it's important to find out what you enjoy doing, because you sink a lot of hours into any creative business. You need to put a lot of time into it to really find your style and to make it as good as it can be and be known for it. And I think as soon as you can, you want to find out what that particular thing is that really inspires you and lights a fire under you, so that you can, that can be your thing and you can enjoy every second of it.
Yeah.
Because there is a crazy amount of stuff you can do with photography and filmmaking. There's unlimited industries, things that you can do. So
I guess if you've got like a niche, though, I mean, James Warman is he's a great photographer on Shrewsbury, very well known. He's also a very good friend of the Biscuit. We'll see each other at festivals time and time again, or I'll be like, "Yo, James, I'm doing a thing with a guy," and you're like, "Yeah, okay, I'll bring my camera." I find him enjoying himself, taking pictures of what this guy's doing. But he likes street stuff, urban stuff, and I feel like, I imagine he walks through cities and he's like, "Oh my God, I want to get a picture of that. I want to get a picture of that." So when you get a niche in your mind, you're constantly looking for things that'll fit into that little pocket of what you do.
Yeah, totally.
I want to talk about the setup here and sort of like how people access this, because you've come up with some very interesting ideas about memberships and workshops, and because this is a place to hire, but don't get me wrong, but you're doing it to help people in a way that if you want to use this as a place for work, you throw it on top of the price of what you charge.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, that's it. Because it's a place that you can literally hire it for an hourly rate, and anybody can travel from wherever, because it's Shrewsbury. You can jump on the train and get here and just hire the space for a day. But I am really, really interested in helping people set up, helping other creatives have a consistent level of quality, and helping them just succeed in general, making sure that it is worth it going full time or part-time.
Sustainable as well. It's
sustainable.
Got to keep going, isn't it? You can't be like, okay, I've blown all my money going to Highly Flammable. Now I'm not going there again because I blew all my money last time. You've got to keep them coming, haven't you?
Yeah, and that's it. That's why I love this idea of a membership, which is working with people to support them, to have a fair price that works for them, and also give kind of guidance and business help. And what I'd love to end up being is a bit of an agency for photographers, for filmmakers, for any creatives, that I can get to know them and their style so well that I can know exactly who to push them towards, or to bring people in and kind of connect people. Because every business, every industry, there's people, everybody out there can do with marketing, whether it's film, photography,
and the right kind of marketing as well.
Yeah.
You got to be careful, like not end up down the, Alison down the rabbit hole, and you're surrounded by just monsters. I just imagine, like, because there's some sordid places you can go with this kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Where they're just going to leech off you and take all your money off you and stuff. Whereas if you know what to avoid and the best way to guide people, it's good to look at, especially young folks like you.
The big thing is, sorry, go on.
No, it's just hard. I found like, because with the pricing thing, which you guys said you'd be able to advise me on, is like people, like clients most of the time, that they will want like the cheapest thing, and obviously you've got to kind of balance if that's worth your time, and as you said, working out if you're pricing low, if it's gonna benefit you.
So if it's gonna be too expensive, so they won't come back, but at the same time, you've got to make enough money to make it actually happen, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Something Aaron's taught me a lot recently is that people see the value in things more than you think. So if you set your price and you're confident with it, people don't question it as much as you think they would.
Yeah.
They accept it because they know that you're worth that much, and when you go in with a confident like pricing system, they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm the worst at that. I was at a festival recently, and the owner came up to me and was like, yo, we should buy some of the videos off you. And I was like, excuse me, what did she say now? She said that to me. And I was like, I wasn't coming here for that. I was just come to make stuff, you know what I mean? You're right. You've got to be like, no, I am worth this amount. I mean, I do the biscuit for free. I don't charge for any of this. I do it because I love it. Yeah. But the benefits have been... it's been very beneficial towards me as a creator, as going forward with audio. I want to make money with this microphone. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to do. And I see this as making a portfolio for myself. So I don't tend to charge for stuff like this. But if you make a good enough product that people want to give you money for it, then, value that.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Run with it.
Of course.
But there's so much value in what you do as well. Obviously you're doing the biscuit, but maybe you don't see the amount of community that you build around you. It's amazing.
It's nice.
Bringing people together, it's such a valuable thing.
It's lovely. And, we've just started because my background comes from Thor's Kin, a podcast I used to do, Thor's Kin. And it was a geeky, R-rated show that we put together. And we ended up with this audience from around the world. And people messaging me from different parts of the world saying thank you because we made it through, helped them get through their day. And I was kind of like, I just wanted to talk about X-Men and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of really cool. It is really cool. And somebody came up to me yesterday. We did an interview with Violet Fenn last week, which is really great. She's an author. And we were talking about sex and body positivity in a good way, not in a sordid way, in a way that's, no, we need to own this, right? A female's body is a female's body. Let's not be weird about it. And it was really good. And somebody came up to me and was like, I really appreciated how brave it was for a guy to go in and have a conversation like this, and how natural it was. And it is just natural, isn't it? It's nice to take those compliments.
You're a very natural man.
Yeah. Modest as well, obviously. Actually physically building this place, though, with your bare hands, making sure, because it looks beautiful here, guys. If you ever walk, and it's open, if you ever walk in past here, pop your head in and have a look, because it is beautiful. I'm going to put some pictures on Instagram as well, but actually physically building it, what was that like? Was it good to see it coming together? And
oh yeah, it's so nice seeing it like it is now. I don't
think Aaron's bare hands have touched anything.
I'll take pictures of you guys working, don't worry, I'll document it.
Literally, I've had a lot of help. Alana and my family has all kind of chipped in to make it.
We're very lucky. We have a very creative couple of families. Aaron's in particular, his mum and sister and stepdad, they're all just so like talented. So we've been lucky to have people we know who can build the place with us.
I was admiring the audio panels before we came in. That's the first thing I looked at. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no echo. See? It sounds brilliant.
When we first walked in, it was so echoey. You couldn't have a conversation with someone next to you because it was bouncing off the walls and you couldn't hear them.
Yeah, it was like drowning in sound. It was crazy.
I think what you've done, though, is you've dispelled the myth that you need to have foam everywhere. Like I have in my studio at home. It's just foam wall to wall. And it does sound great, but I don't need to do that. A few of these ceiling panels or even on the wall, and it does the job, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they were just DIY.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you made them yourselves.
Yeah,
with wood frames.
The frames were made by our friend who
James Guest.
Yeah, James, DIY guy on Instagram. He does carpentry, so he made those, and then Aaron's family helped him to stuff them.
Stuff it, yeah.
And wrap them.
So say like somebody wants to come. So let's talk about the different ranges of people that can come here to use it. Obviously photography, filmmakers, but then you've got a green room upstairs that people can just sit and edit or sit and have a bit of space to make stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what I want this place to be is a place that you can come and do your shoot. You can bring your clients, and you can also kind of like treat your clients, so they can be chilling out on the nice sofas, have a coffee. But also after the shoot, there's the whole upstairs level, which is kind of purpose built for the editing or post-production side of it. So you can go up there, work on your stuff, use the internet, chill out, and then there's going to be a little cinema room for screenings. So to actually show the client or whoever's project it is the final thing, you can properly showcase the work and celebrate it and give it the kind of gravitas that it deserves. Because so often I find anyway in the past is I'll make a film and I'll put loads of passion and energy into making it, and you send it to them, and the only way they've got access to watch it is on their phone, and it might be on their phone in a busy place, and so that kind of experience is really diluted to that small screen.
I feel you on this one, because Thor, Love and Thunder, right? I was like, oh my God, there's a new trailer out. Oh my God. I was like, I picked up my phone. I was like, no, I'm going to save this. I'm going to go home. I'm going to put on my big TV. I'm going to let it melt my mind. You got to do that sometimes, haven't you? You can't just little mono speaker on your phone. You got to really immerse yourself in that experience.
Especially when you spent so much like hard work and like time, and like you want it to be really like truly appreciated.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In a nice space.
We're all quite used to very quick content and just moving straight on, just like scrolling through and moving straight on. But when you've worked on something that hard, you don't want your clients to be doing that.
No.
When I picture that cinema room upstairs, I picture a bride and groom going to see their wedding film for the first time, sat on the sofa, glass of Prosecco, maybe a nice little donut.
Or something less messy.
Yeah, maybe, probably. Nachos.
Who got dip on this? This poof.
It's dip everywhere.
You might get like a curtain that you can like pull out
Like
to
a velvet red curtain.
reveal the screen, make it really
cool.
bougie.
And then, the flood works, everyone's crying, loving
You
life.
could have a short film festival here.
Absolutely, yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, one project that I did quite a while ago now, maybe 2016, it was called Day of the Decaf. And
It was
a
2018, I think.
It was 2018?
Yeah.
No way. It was a short film
What year is it?
for it was where filmmakers paired up with coffee shops to make zombie films in coffee shops, and it was like advertising for the coffee shop, and it was all a chance for the filmmakers to kind of show off their skills and have fun making a zombie film, because it's fun as hell making a zombie film.
I was a zombie for a year at Shrewsbury Prison. It's fun. I like it.
I can see it.
That's just my day to day. That's just me waking up before coffee. That's just take the kid to school.
Yeah, Day of the Decaf was really fun.
Great, wasn't it?
That was a good project.
Might have to bring that back here.
Short film festivals are great. Photography things as well. I've seen there's photography competitions and, sharing possibilities. There's lots of really good ideas out there for photography as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to, I'm going to shoehorn this in here. The Shropshire Wildlife Trust are talking about their 30 Days Wild thing, which is when this goes out, will have been going for like a week now. But the idea is to go and document 30 days in a row out in wildlife. So taking pictures of flowers or being out around wildlife. And I had this idea of taking pictures on roundabouts of wildlife living on these beautifully manicured roundabouts that we got. Because the idea being in that every small little space, every small little garden is significant, little ideas like that where you can get people out there doing stuff.
Yeah.
Just experimenting, having fun.
Yeah.
I think the most important question on this whole podcast is, when are you open for business?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, we're in the middle of our Kickstarter at the moment, so we're pretty much halfway through, halfway through. And the idea is that is going to raise funds to kind of help with the final bits of the build, the signage, the soundproofing, extra soundproofing for the windows.
Setting up the backdrops and getting a bit more furniture to use in your set, your personalised set.
Yeah, that's it. So, we're like 90% of the way there, but we're just looking for kind of a bit of help for that final push. And then after that, we're pretty much ready to roll. But straight away people can get involved and come and use the space. And there's actually like some of the rewards on Kickstarter are to come and use the space, come and hire it. So yeah, people can pretty much get in from straight away.
I was chatting to. Okay, so I've been recording some audio talks. I've been producing them. I've been recording them. When you asked me about archaeology, I would not know what I'm talking about. So I was doing it with Nigel Baker and Maggie Love and Stan Sedman, great people. And I had this idea of all these things that we're making at the moment. We're making voice tours. We're going to be making stuff in cellars. We're going to be making audio stuff, visual stuff. It's going to be amazing. So you're going to have all these trails going through Shrewsbury. And what if you had like a hub where all these trails began? And at the hub, you had like a Victorian or a Georgian backdrop, and you had like costumes, a bit like what they do in Ironbridge. And you can have some young photographers learning their trade, taking pictures of people dressed up in their top hats and stuff.
Absolutely.
They start here, they take a picture, they go on the trails, they come back, they have a great time. Shrewsbury.
I love that. I love the idea that this can be there could just be a medieval day in here. And like a bunch of medieval costumes, medieval backdrop. Come on in, get medieval.
Well, there's the Battle of Shrewsbury coming up, isn't there? The guys that do that, and how often do they get professional shots of them taking in their armor? Because they put a lot of effort into collecting this armor, making it look great for the battles and stuff.
Yeah.
Come here.
That'd be well good, wouldn't it? Hey, I'm open to it.
I think the points we're trying to prove here is that the possibilities are endless, right, with this place.
Yeah. I mean, I want people to come in here and be able to make it their own space too. Come in and put their own stamp on it. I'd love for people to be able to make their own backdrops and here in the space, and that's theirs. Then they can. Anyone who wants to do YouTubing, that kind of thing. Yeah, we can work with.
Yo, TikTok, we're here. I say that I do TikTok stupid stuff. I don't do the dancing stuff, but I do stupid.
You should do the dancing stuff.
We'd all watch that.
Yeah, we'd like that.
We'll save that for a Kickstarter that maybe I need. Just to see me doing something stupid, something stupid. When it comes to a young photographer starting off on your journey, do you think there's maybe, I don't know, I don't need to slag off your college or anything like that, but do you think there's something lacking in the way that young media producers are going out? Is there something missing in the education that you wish was involved?
Yeah, so obviously college has been great for like learning and getting the basics, like learning your shutter speed, your ISO, all of that. But there's the studio and you've got the equipment, but in terms of like if you're doing it as a business, if you're like earning money from it, to bring people to the college isn't like the most, for me, like professional thing, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I like to like have things look nice and stuff like that.
Well, if people are going to pay X amount of money for a product, then it needs to look good, right?
Yeah, for sure. So in terms of actually, charging people, like it's not great bringing people to the college, and I leave soon anyway, so it's like after that I go to uni, so
yeah. So for some more investment into sort of like the practical side of things.
Yeah.
I get that.
I guess there will always be that stigma with a college studio as well.
Yeah.
It might be great. It might have all the facilities, but if you are working with a business, they might.
And by the way, if anybody from the college is listening, this isn't me going, oh, college is terrible, you guys are awful. Funding.
Don't expel me.
because funding is funding, and they can only work with what they've got. But I feel like, maybe if somebody who's listening from the government was like, oh, actually, these kids are struggling because we don't have the funding in place. Let's make that available.
Well, like it's great if for like a student, so you've got all the equipment, there's nothing like equipment that they're lacking, obviously. It's just, for me personally, say I'm working with a client and I bring them to a college studio, it's not the case, but in their eyes it could look, oh, she's amateur, like she's just learning, maybe her price needs to be low because she hasn't been in this industry very long, she's young. And
luckily as well, we live in Shropshire, so we've got a beautiful backdrop just there, just trees and rivers and stuff, just endless. It's great for that. What's the feedback been like from the Kickstarter and people around you? I saw you had a gathering a few days ago. I think I was working actually, I couldn't, but how has it been popular? People really excited about it?
It's been so good, yeah. We didn't necessarily know how it was going to how people are going to respond to it straight away. But we've had so much nice feedback, nice comments, and people get it, which is great. It is a bit different, and it does, I hope, fill that kind of niche that isn't around in Shropshire at the moment. It's just a creative space, for businesses, like a premium space to record stuff.
Yeah,
and create
without the premium prices as well. By the sounds of it, you're making it sustainable for people. A couple more questions on this though. Is like, what has been the biggest challenge for both of you? We'll ask you separately. For both of you, Aaron? What's been the biggest challenge for you?
Biggest challenge is that's tricky. Oh, I mean, I can't just say money, can I?
You can.
It is challenging. Obviously, I've still got Painted Life, my film company, which I'm, that is where the money is coming from at the moment. But it is, the tricky thing is I've taken on all the projects I can do to pay for the place, which means I'm not actually in here as much as I want to be yet. Which is a shame, which is why Alana and my family have been doing the place up without me. And I feel so bad. I'll walk in and they've all been painting all day. But I do.
So is there when it comes to people, would you be looking for investors to come in and be
Yeah, absolutely. And we've had some really amazing offers, and I'm totally open to the idea of investment, because there's ways I'd love to grow this space even more. There's something I'd love it to eventually invest in is a proper kitchen setup for a studio kitchen, to be able to record cooking tutorials, cooking videos, food photography, that kind of thing. And but that's a big job. That's going to require a bit of installation, things like that. But that's the kind of thing that I would love an investor to be like, you know what, this is exactly my cup of tea. I'm going to jump in on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alana?
Well,
You can't just say Aaron. You're not allowed to say that.
he is my daily biggest challenge. Well, I'm actually setting up my own business at the same time. So I'm in the beginning of that as well. So trying to just think about all these things all at once. But it's been good because, I guess until I was with Aaron, I didn't even really consider being self-employed or having my own business. And so he's teaching me a lot inadvertently. So
Nice.
It's been good. It's been good process to kind of do this place and just see how it works.
By the way, Alana's business is called Earthed Wisdom, and she is an amazing yoga teacher and going to be an Ayurvedic coach.
I have a very important exam in 1 week. And once I've done that, I'll be fully qualified for consulting. I don't know if you guys know what Ayurveda is. It's a very ancient Indian wisdom medicine system.
Wow.
It goes alongside yoga. So yeah, I'll be...
That's wonderful. No, that's really wonderful. I love that.
It's cool.
I love learning about things like this. But I'm going to well-being, and look at me. I'm not exactly the fitness guy, but I will be, and I am at the moment, looking at changing my lifestyle and stuff. So my idea for going to Wellbeing Festival will be to record a vlog. Is to how can a guy like me look like a person like this? What steps do we have to make? And that's what I'm going to be doing at Wellbeing. And when it comes to meditating and breathing, I've been putting a lot of work into that over the last couple of years. Genuinely, I suffer from social anxiety. So inside at the moment, there's a little guy inside going, Rah! But I'm kind of handling it well.
Can't relate.
But what I tend to do is I concentrate on my breathing at the beginning of my day. It kind of resets it all a little bit. And one of the best ways is the cold shower. Obviously, I breathe through the coldest setting in the shower. Then it resets all my things. But I want to learn how to physically be great as well, And obviously...
And this place is good because I'm planning on doing video courses that can reach more people outside of my local area. So even for someone like me, who my career isn't in videography, I mean, I help Aaron, but I can use this studio to make content for my business,
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, this is great. I remember my wife's cousin is from Colombia, came over and I met him, and I was chatting to him and met his wife and stuff. And he's a director and he's part of the film crew and stuff. And he was watching something on his tablet or his laptop. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm directing a cooking show." I was like, "Get out of here, no you're not." He's like, "Yeah, back in Colombia there's a show and I'm directing it." I was like, he spun the laptop round and there's a guy doing a professional TV show cooking thing. I was like, "That's not live, there's no way." And he went, "I don't know Spanish." So he spoke Spanish and the guy waved to me and went, "Hello, Alex." And I was like, "No way." He sat there watching this thing on his laptop, directing this thing from one side of the world to the other. It's just nuts.
Wow.
It was brilliant.
Technology, eh?
There you go. There you go. Aaron, and Alana, I honestly, I can't find the words, and this is weird for a podcast, all right? I wish you the best of luck. Honestly, I really want this to be a success because you give me more content to talk about. There's more creators in Shrewsbury, but you know, I do feel for young creators like yourself, Jazz.
It's amazing, honestly.
Yeah,
Just what everybody needs.
Yeah.
It literally is.
And it's not another coffee shop or barber or hairdressers. So there you go.
It's been so good actually having you come in today and just like this is perfect timing, I guess, for this podcast as well. Just having some feedback from someone starting out.
Yeah,
this is the place I need.
It is literally the place I need, honestly.
I guess when you start a business, part of you thinks maybe you're a bit crazy.
No.
It's not actually like needed.
My mum tagged me in the video and I was like, oh my God, this is literally like what I've been like looking for so long. Because it's like, as I am leaving college, it's literally something I need, and you guys are literally supplying everything. You've got it all going on. It's really cool.
Good to hear.
That's really good to hear. Yeah.
So Jazz, tell people where you are on social media if they want to hire you for photography. There you go.
So I have a website which is, I'm working on the domain name, so just don't.
That's a long website name.
Yeah, no, I am working on the domain name. So it's Yasmin Owen Photography at godaddy.com or .co.uk.
It's one of them.
It's one of them.
Yasmin Owen.
Yeah, Yasmin Owen Photography, and then my Instagram is Yasmin Owen Photography _.
Nice.
Or the other way around, the underscore.
What we'll do is send me a follow or something, and I'll put the link of the notes of this podcast. And also, I want to give a shout out to Joe Breakwell as well. He popped the young lad who popped in. Joe Breakwell, he's a young photographer as well. These are the photographers of the future. So go follow them on Instagram, look at what the work they do. And if young creators want to get in touch with you, Aaron, and use this place, how do they get in touch?
Drop us a message on Instagram, I guess. So highlyflammable.studio on Instagram, and I think the same on Facebook.
Yeah, and if you want to support us in these early stages, our Kickstarter runs for 2 more weeks until the 14th of June, I believe.
Yes.
And there's like, you can pledge for as little as like £10 or even less if you want. And you can get like a beanie or a t-shirt, or you can get studio space.
Nice.
Get it early.
Lovely.
Yeah, just drop us a message if there's anything you want to chat about or want to come and have a look.
Oh, well, you can save me one of those beanies for starters, because I'm going to Greece, so all my money's like now euros, right? So when I get back, I'll be getting one of those beanies.
We accept euros.
Yeah.
American dollars.
Right, we got to get out of here because I've got to go pick my boy up from Coleham. Got to do that run now.
Oh, yeah.
Try and find parking. But it's been a pleasure speaking to all of you guys. Thank you for accommodating me today. Thank you for chatting to me. I want to let you guys know about our website as well, which is the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast.co.uk. And that's made for us by our friends at Web Orchard. If you need a website for any of your businesses, Web Orchard are perfect at what they do. They make
that change my domain name.
they might help you with the great perfect, because they do all sorts as well. They might find the great, most perfect domain name for you. So Web Orchard, if you need a website. Thank you for chatting to me, guys.
Thank you so much.
Alex. Cheers, buddy.
And we'll catch you next time. Peace out.
See ya.